Hello my beloved friends. Today I will talk about the chalice, that for many Christians would be known as, the Holy Grail. This what I will tell you about, is something that took place, 2000 years ago, when I was one of Yeshua's female apostles. Like I have mentioned before, my beloved dear friends, is that I remember my reincarnations, like it was just yesterday it happened, all us apostles dos, including Yeshua himself. Believe me dear ones, when I say, that some of this memories can be very horrible ones. During my 200,000 years of reincarnations on planet Earth I have seen a great deal of suffering and pain, because of this evil ones and their followers such as the dark cabals, Illuminati, elites. So much pain and suffering, cause of this evil ones and their followers, that you cannot even imagine. So a small warning for the faint-hearted ones. Cause what I will tell you now, might be pretty horrible for some to listen to. 2000 years ago, at the time of Yeshua I was one of his female apostles. Yeshua had both male and female apostles. But since the cabals, Illuminati, elites consider women as not equals to men, they erased the female apostles from the holy books, in all of them sadly to say. Does not matter if we talk about the Bible, Quran or any other holy books, it is the same in every single one of them. Yeshua had 12 apostles including their twin flames. So Yeshua had a total of 24 apostles, 26 with his mother and his wife included. One must understand that Yeshua was a very spiritual man and soul. He had an advanced third eye, psychic if you want to call it that. He had an advanced empathy and telepathy too. It was with telepathy he connected with Source and archangels, including other cosmic beings in our cosmos through meditation. Source which all of us calls for God, Almighty Father. However, all apostles had this spiritual skills, third eye, advanced empathy and telepathy in different degrees. Because Yeshua and all his apostles were all reincarnated archangels. Very, very, very old souls so to speak. Yeshua's mother got pregnant to her twin flame Gabriel Emmanuel Qumara, an archangel in physical form. Yeshua was not Yosef's biological son. Yosef was also much more older than Maria, Yeshua's mom. We had a newcomer in our group. A man, named Judah Ihariot. This man was the one that betrayed Yeshua. Yeshua knew what would happen, and warned his friend Judas Iscariot. Because of Judah Ihariot's similar name, to Judas Iscariot, Judas would get the blame. Yeshua knew that he would be betrayed by Judah Ihariot, because he had seen it in a vision, and therefore warned his apostles, and his best friend Judas Iscariot about it. Yeshua also said to Judas, in 2000 years from now, your name will be cleared and the truth will be revealed. After Judah Ihariot found out, who he actually betrayed, he hung himself in a tree, not too far away from Judas's and my house. It was a horrible sight to one morning see him hang there. My name back then, was Mona Lisa Iscariot, and Judas Iscariot was my husband, the most loyal of Yeshua's apostles, and the most loving and kind-hearted man. I was very happy with him. He was such a kind-hearted loving soul, and we loved each other unconditionally, and Yeshua was very dear to us both. Yeshua and Judas was very close, like flesh and blood brothers. That is how close they were. It is absurd to even think, that Judas Iscariot would betray someone that was like a brother to him, and who he loved unconditionally like a brother. Now let us go back to the story of the chalice. It was a very hot sunny day. I saw Yeshua carry the cross, with two other criminals carrying their cross each, behind him. Yeshua was soaked and covered in sweat, from carrying that heavy cross. I had a stone chalice of water, and I was on the way to Yeshua, to give him a sip of the water so he would not get dehydrated. Before I even reached Yeshua, so he could take a sip, a soldier caught me and threw me to the side yelling at me, "This criminal does not need any water. Stay away from him." More than half of the water in the chalice was spilled on the street. Judas saw the whole thing and he started to boil. He was 5 minutes from going to the soldier and give him a piece of his mind. Cause that was not a way to treat a kind, loving and caring woman. I saw Judas was boiling over when he saw the soldier treat me like that. Not only did he have to see his best friend carry that huge heavy cross, soaked in sweat on a hot day, being whipped and all. Then he had to see the soldier treating me badly also. It got too much for him to handle. So I calmed him down, by talking lovingly to him while I was caressing his arm softly, in a try to calm him down. With pain in our hearts we slowly followed Yeshua and the 3 other men to Calvary. All apostles saw our best friend and mentor be crucified. The sound of the nails penetrating through the feet and hands, all the whipping from that sadistic psychopath soldier, all that blood and wounds on Yeshua. His scream of pain and agony. In Judas grew fury against the dark cabal, Illuminati, elite priests and the soldiers. He was angry at this evil men, treating his best friend like this. He had to really control himself, or he would have started a scene to this priests and soldiers. To hear Yeshua scream of pain and agony, became too much for poor Judas to handle, so he went home, to try to calm himself down, with some chalices of wine. He was angry at the priests and the soldiers, frustrated over, that he could not do anything, to get his beloved friend down from that cross. I found Judas crying in our house later on that day. When Judas left to go to our house, to try to calm himself down, from having to see his best friend on the cross, in pain and agony, I walked silently to Yeshua at his cross. I stood in front of him with the chalice of water. I could hear him scream of suffering and agony and it literally was heartbreaking to see. I felt so helpless. I myself, wanted to get him off from that cross, but I could not do anything. So I started to clean his wounds with the water I had in the chalice, at least that, I could do for him, clean his wounds. I cleaned the wounds on his feet and the legs below the knees, I could not reach higher than that. After I was done I looked at Yeshua which still was in horrendous pain and agony. The whole area was infested with evil, the poor humans had been so brainwashed by the evil ones, that they could not even see clearly at all. They were all puppets, slaves to the evil ones and in their total control. The evil that surrounded that area, was beyond belief, my dear beloved friends. Something I had not seen since the Aztec times, when the Illuminati, elite priests started sacrificing innocent natives in the thousands. Including, the Native American Messiah's 2 sons, nephew and my dear brother back then. My husband back then was, Native American Messiah Quetzal's youngest son. But that, my beloved friends, is another story from one of my reincarnations. The chalice that you can see in Rome is not the real Holy Grail. It is fake. The real Holy Grail, the chalice that I cleaned Yeshua's wounds with, I took later with me to India, where I moved with Judas together with a very, very close friend of ours. I later gave the chalice to the White Brotherhood. The very White Brotherhood that Akhenaten founded, and the very White Brotherhood that secretly fights against Dark Cabal, Illuminati, elites, still to this very day. So the Holy Grail is in good care and safe keeping, without reach from the evil one's filthy hands. My warmest blessings and unconditional love to all of you. I am, Aniela Michaela Michael.